2, 3, 4.
Are we starting? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to J-Buck Studios, your home for reviews, reactions, and of course, ridiculousness. And we are jumping over to Amazon Prime. Amazon Studios has a phenomenal new movie coming very soon, and it's called The Sound of Metal. A heavy metal drummer's life is thrown into a freefall when he begins to lose his hearing. So is this new Sound of Metal starring Riz Ahmed an absolute must-see, awards contender type movie? Let's find out. But before I get my thoughts, let me know what you thought of Sound of Metal, if you've already seen this one, or now very much intrigued about this new movie. Now let's get into some of the good. Man, Sound of Metal. This movie was emotional. It was intimate. It was personal. It was a sense of community. Essentially, it had a lot going for it, and I think that's why I loved and adored this movie. Like, just getting into essentially the storyline of this film. It's following this kind of, free-flowing gypsy type couple. They're rock band, they're going town to town, trying to put together an album. Very much this addiction type addict behavior, and you find out previously they were addicts, but then you find out that the main character, Riz Ahmed, Ruben's character, is slowly losing his hearing. So it's sort of this thing of, I only know one thing in life, and that is being taken away from me. So you can feel and see how this man with that addiction type personality, with him losing the only thing he has left for him, leads him on this journey of essentially desperation, trying to do anything and everything to get back to where he is, to get his life essentially back together. And throughout this journey, it is, again, emotional, personal, intimate. You find out who this character is, what makes him tick, but also the discovery of this whole different, essentially, community, the deaf community, that he is now a part of, reluctantly, whether he likes it or not. And that story right there, I think, packs literally a punch, a bang on the drum, because these are complete opposites. Loud music, complete silence, and being deaf. So you can see how that very much has a conflict built into our character. But the sense of community through the deaf community in this film, I think, is portrayed wonderfully. It feels like they are a family. It feels like they are there for each other. They are all sort of taking care of one another. And I think that that was one part of the film that I was not expecting at all, that I absolutely thought they did perfectly. I loved it. It felt, again, like that family knit. It's very much like these people, they're not even disabled. They just know that they are part of their own community with their own things going for them. So that was wonderful to be showcased here. But the way that the performances really flowed through kind of our beginning, middle, and end, I thought worked, again, wonderfully. Riz Ahmed is our main character. He is we're following this character throughout this film. Olivia Cooke as his girlfriend, also bandmate, she does a great job of really complimenting him, bringing in kind of a nice dynamic to the film. But Riz Ahmed is our main character, and I think that he honestly is perfect in this role, because he is resilient, he is determined, he is helpless. He has that addiction type personality that shines through his character. And I think it's a man that's on the edge, a man that is desperate, trying to do anything and everything he can throughout this film. And once he gets to this deaf community, he runs into kind of a mentor, or the head of this community, played by Paul Raci. He is the complement, the chemistry to our Riz Ahmed character. They are, when they get together, that is when the film really ramps up. And he is actually part of the deaf community. He is deaf. There's sign language. He's an interpreter and everything like that. And that, combined with that sense of community in the deaf community, like I mentioned, showcases something that I think is wonderful of, do I go this way with my life? Do I go that way with my life? Do I really push against kind of what I have become, or should I accept it? And Paul Raci as this essentially mentor character, I think brings up all of these interesting components, showcasing like, hey, I used to be you, this is who I am, you have a choice. And I think that that was absolutely a wonderful piece to be added into this movie that sets our character on a unique journey, essentially. But the way that they played with music and sound in this film, because obviously it's dealing with someone that's losing their hearing, they are becoming deaf, and the deaf community, the way that they used sound and lack thereof sound or silence, I thought complemented everything in this film, especially what our main character was dealing with. It essentially took us as audience members and put us in the shoes of our main character, because the way that they played with the sound design, essentially, of having this muffled music, of having these really loud things, and complete silence, with honestly just sound effects, like the first opening 5 minutes is very unique because it is playing with just the sounds around our characters. And I think that the attention to detail essentially was something that set this movie far above others I've seen this year. As for any negatives in The Sound of Metal, I have nothing. Absolutely nothing. Overall, The Sound of Metal is an intimate story of our character on this unique journey through life, with it featuring that personal, intimate story, sense of community in the deaf community, the way that they played with sound and silence in this film, and performances that I thought were out of this world, some of the best I have seen this year, with little to no negatives at all. I would highly, listen here people, I would highly recommend checking out Sound of Metal. This is coming up on Amazon Prime. Highly recommend it. This will get some sort of notice come award season, come Oscars, because this movie was phenomenal. In closing, I'm going to give Sound of Metal 4.7 out of 5 kick-ass drum sets. So what did you all think of Sound of Metal, if you've already seen this one, or now listening to what I'm saying, and very much now looking forward to this movie coming to Amazon Prime this week, I believe. If not, I'll put a new date right here. Anyways, though, let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, though, as always, thank you so much for watching. Watch some more videos up there, or right over there, you know, brand new content every single week here on the J-Box Studios channel. Friday, fingers crossed, I have an ending explained poorly for you. I gotta write that real soon, so be sure to check that out. Follow all of my social media down there to stay up to date on everything. Like this video, subscribe to the J-Box Studios channel, and until next time, we'll see you later.